Welcome to the New Economy, What's Next? Today we're going to do something very different. We are going to have multiple guests and we're going to be talking about the subject of trust, and especially trust at Arawakx. And what we mean is the trust of ideas as well as confidential information. And we're going to walk you through all the different ways that the firm is designed to protect your information. So stay tuned.
One by one, employees from the tourism sector show up here at the National Insurance Board seeking financial assistance.
Wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, except that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you'd better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. Come writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin. There's no telling who that it's naming, for the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changing.
So welcome back on the show, Dad.
It's good to be back. Imagine that twice in one season.
Yeah. Well, so we're talking about trust in the context of our company and the context of people's private information. And I know you have some things to say about that.
Yeah, I actually, when I decided to embark on this project initially, I read a World Bank report. And it said that there were three things that were missing in the Caribbean for crowdfunding to really take off. And one of these things that they highlighted was trust. Trust. Because this person that interviewed people in the Caribbean, country by country, there was this big perception that people don't trust each other. They don't want the other person to get ahead, and therefore this would be a problem in something that relied on the crowd to come in on.
Okay, so bringing that down to the real world, and that's fine and dandy. World Bank can be very academic sometimes. How does that affect real people on the ground with real situations?
Well, the reality is that a lot of people are afraid to bring their ideas to venture capitalists, to banks, to financial institutions. They're afraid of when their idea is passing through the approval process that there are government servants that will take it and will block it, and that will use their idea, will use their intellectual property. And we know from personal examples that this is all too real, that this is a reality. This is the elephant in the room. How do I get others to invest in my idea and explain to them what is going on with my idea without them taking my idea and stealing it?
Yeah, and it's I've personally had I've been home for 8 years from university, and I personally had an insurance company, a bank, and a government civil servant try and steal an idea. So this is real.
An interesting thing when they steal these ideas is they always mess them up because it's not their vision. But unfortunately, a lot of times they create burnt ground, and you are unable to put your idea in. And all too real situation is that most people don't have that many great ideas. They have one or two, and they put their whole life's work into it, and suddenly they find that it's stolen. And so Arawakx is designed from the very beginning to address this problem because it's very real.
Yep, and because Maud could say anything, as the old people like to say, we're gonna take you guys through how we as an institution are protecting your ideas, and we do it in threefold. We do it first of all through rule sets with regulations and internal company procedures. The second is through ethos as well as our business model lines up our interests with our customers' interests. And third is we use technology to make sure everybody in the institution is accountable. And it's through those three things that we as an institution protect ideas.
Yeah, let me start with ethos, because it's the most important thing to me, that we work with Arawak X. Every team member that is selected based on personal integrity. We don't have any shifty characters, and it's not allowed. So this is something that is discussed as part of our business ethics. You know, we don't own anything in terms, we don't own any part of any of the shares of a company.
And that is actually part of the rule set. One of the reasons why we are the two people that are doing this is because we are invested in making sure the market works. So the raising of money, the making sure investors' rights are protected, etc. We are not allowed by law to own any shares in any of the companies that are listed on the exchange.
Yes, as you can imagine, often people come at you with competing ideas. And ideas are not as original as you may think they are. Even though somebody may say, I have a great idea, another person will walk in my office and have basically the same idea. But what is original is your personality, your implementation, your ability to sustain the challenges of entrepreneurship and how much energy and effort you put into it. However, everybody has to have an equal chance.
That's correct.
If we feel that this is a market that is accessible and that there are a number of players could benefit in it, we will support a firm, regardless of how many firms are in that market, if we believe that market.
We won't we won't share into the specific nitty-gritty of your business.
Yes, the secret sauce is yours.
Yeah, the secret sauce is yours. We don't even ask you what your secret sauce is.
However, we do give advice in terms of the structure of a business. For example, if you're talking about frying chicken and you don't have a deep fryer, we would ask you, well, where's the deep fryer in the business plan? And that's normally done by our business affiliates who would prep your business. So where you get that deep fryer from is up to you and the business affiliate. However, the fact that you must have one is the type of things that Arawak X puts in.
Yeah, so it's the idea and the protection. Remember, business is about, there's a secret to every business. And we, like I say, we will never ask you for that secret. And secrets can be things like the amount of credit you need, the timing of certain things, who your suppliers are, who are these are the things that really make a business and can destroy a business. And we've seen through our own dealings with people is that when they start asking you who your technology provider is and things like that, they come in the teeth.
Yeah, the next thing that happens is your technology provider will be getting a call, and so we've been through this. We've been through this, even to the point of our competition calling up our consultants to try and pick their mouth to see what they're doing. So believe it or not, this is something that Arawak, from a point of view of ethos, from a point of view of rules, is very concerned.
Well, let's talk a little bit about now the business model and how we make money, because this is not a charity. We're in this for business.
No, it's definitely not a charity.
Yeah, but we truly believe in lining up our interests and our values with the values of customers. And we only receive payment when we add value to our customers.
Yes. So we have some setup fees that are natural because there's a lot of legal work.
As well as digital media and things like that. This is still an internet technology company.
Yeah, as much as you can do yourself, we try and get you to do yourself. Because it's very important that it's your product, it's your implementation. It's very important that you own it from the beginning to the end and all the processes associated with it. So, but sometimes there are some things that are necessary, such as the legal work to put out the offering memorandum. And
Yeah, no, it's a fusion of legal, technology, business. There's a lot of different things that have to come together to exist in a regulated space, and that's what we help walk you through. That's why you'll see those kind of fees. But the majority of our money we make from
success fees.
Success.
And what that means is that if you were to raise $1 million, say, you need $1 million, we would say, okay, well, our success fee is going to be roughly around 10%. And so you would need to raise $1,100,000 to pay for our success fees. And that would be in the cost of financing, in the business plan. Your investors would be well aware of it. And that is the only fee that you pay us, is that success fee to come back.
And then finally, there's some secondary fees. So once you've received your money, we have to make sure that you're following the rules of the market, right. And so you have to do some sort of maintenance.
Let's say you get 1,000 shareholders in. One value add of the Arawak exchange is we deal with the information dissemination to these shareholders. So you don't have to worry about writing 1,000 emails to 1,000 shareholders. That is managed for you.
Yeah. So we've taken all of the points where we're actually adding value, and that's where you'll see the fees. Contrary to some other people and how they charge fees for things where they don't add value, but that's another conversation for another.
We're able to do this because we're a fintech solution. Fintech means financial technology. So in the past, 20 years ago, if you tried to do this, you would need to have thousands and thousands of people to keep up with the paperwork, to make sure that all the information is put in a certain place, filed in a certain place. However, because of the aid of the financial technology and our technological systems, a lot of this is contained, maintained, and you're able to access that information in a great way. Now, I know you have somebody coming on to talk a bit more in detail about our document management system,
yes,
which is the heart of our trust system.
Yes,
because
it keeps everything we just said is measured and kept accountable through that system. And we'll even explain to you how, if you think anything is going awry with our firm, how you can dispute it, and how you'll be able to trace your documents through the process.
Exactly. I'll just give one simple example of it. If your document is accessed by somebody who's not supposed to access it and emailed on and forwarded on, then we would know about it. We would be able to investigate that and, of course, deal with that person.
Yeah, they'll be fired. They'll be fired, and possibly criminal prosecution will be put on them.
Yes.
So that's like I said, we take this very, very seriously, having gone through it ourselves and understanding the rage associated with people being unethical with your information.
Yes, and while it's true in the Caribbean, in the Bahamas, that people generally don't trust people in business dealings, they do trust institutions. And we are an institution. We are an institution that is more in line than with your ethos, with the ability for you to grow as a person, as a family, to have a pension, to have a good company, because that is what Arawak X is about. It's about creating wealth for individuals in the Caribbean.
Well, thank you for this segment of this show. We are going to, after I guess a commercial, we're going to dive into the technology and how that works, and then some of the processes associated with that. So stay tuned. At Arawak X, we understand that for businesses to grow, they need capital to hire staff, buy equipment, and fuel innovative ideas. We support this process by using technology, years of business acumen, and a world-class team to get business the investment they need to get to the next level. If you are a business owner and need between $100,000 and $3 million, contact us today. We will schedule a meeting over the phone or video chat. Get on the path to your dreams. Arawak X. Dream bigger.
Hi, my name is Peter Bridgewater. I'm President and CEO of Open Systems Technologies International. We are a enterprise content management solution provider here in the Bahamas for the past 20 years, and we've worked with a number of government and private institutions to store and capture their information electronically. Well, digital transformation is key to the success of your business, or any business, and we have a trained team with over almost 30 years, 40 years of experience in terms of implementing these solutions, and we have a good vendor relationship that would support any implementation here in the Bahamas. So the next steps in your business should be to implement a enterprise content management solution that will enable you to function like in this pandemic, also as a business continuity solution so that you can work in the event of a disaster. And so you can feel free to call us for a free consultation. Our numbers are 242-328-6736, and you can also check us out on the web at www.opensystems-bs.com.
So yeah, this past year has been crazy.
The UK has left the European Union.
The outbreak is very high risk.
Emergency order.
There are fears that the Dow will drop.
The job loss numbers staggering.
Some retail traders are cashing in.
And the role that it's been on, you've got a number of factors here.
Join me and the over 5,000 viewers on The New Economy. There I interview innovators, technologists, financiers, regulators, and business people on what's next in the new economy. Season 2. Join me and my guests every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. on our TV. The New Economy. What's next? Think direct ownership of the Bahamian pie isn't for you? Think again. At Arawak X, we believe in the ingenuity of the Bahamian people. These times are uncertain and unprecedented, but we know that in every crisis there is an opportunity to add value to people's lives. To this, we understand that new businesses will be formed and old ideas whose time has finally come will be realized. We see this in industries long been ignored by traditional financial services and by society at large. Particularly in our digital businesses, agribusiness, fishing, manufacturing, and even new touristic ventures. Due to our present circumstances, these businesses have finally been brought to the forefront. Arawak X seeks to give your ideas and your participation a means of making your financial dreams a reality. We give businesses and investors tools needed to finance them. Business is a complicated thing, with many moving and changing parts that often require multidisciplinary teams to turn ideas into reality. While no one can truly say which businesses will make it and thrive and which will not, there are certain formulaic traits that successful businesses have. This is why we here at Arawak X place such a high emphasis on corporate governance and the structure it brings to give companies the best chance at growth and expansion. Arawak X operates a regulated and financially inclusive platform that combines modern technology with best practices and a world-class team to bring together businesses and investors at every level, allowing wider participation in ownership of companies. So here's how it works. Investors, both foreign and local, individual and institutional, can view offerings and directly invest into these companies. We have spent several years and invested greatly in our staff and technology processes. We are doing this by greatly expanding the ease of investment. In other words, people will be able to participate in promising new ventures for as little as $50. The ethos of our institution is that of financial inclusion. And in this spirit, we ourselves will be a publicly traded company. In these next few months, as we roll out our platform, know that we view ourselves as an integral part of a wider societal change, the change that brings ownership, opportunity to everyone. We are pleased to work with our partners in industry, government, civil society, and the people in making the Bahamas the best little nation on this planet. As a first step, we have put together a free online course, the Intelligent Bahamian Investor Masterclass, that will give you some of the basics to investing. This can be found at invest242.com. Arawak X, dream bigger. So, our second guest for today's episode is Mr. Peter Bridgewater from Open Systems. He is our technology provider for our document management system. And welcome back, Mr. Bridgewater. How are you doing?
Hey, it's great to be back on the show. Thank you.
Good, good. Mr. Bridgewater, why don't you explain a little bit about document management and open systems and how that brings trust to the system and dealing with trust and accountability to the system?
Well, document management or enterprise content management, as it is known, is a solution that enables businesses to be able to capture and store information electronically. And one of the great things about document management is you are able to see the security aspect of the system in terms of the access to documents and who have rights to the documents and how documents are changed.
Mm-hmm. So why don't you have a little demo for us? So why don't you show people what the back end of the system looks like, so that they can get a feel of the kind of information that is stored by the system. And that's why we really enjoy it.
So I'll share my screen. And here I've logged on and I've done a search in DocuWare to be able to find a specific document, all right? I found that document. Let me just, okay. And here I can look at that specific information. And here is a document. It's also been digitally signed, which means that that document cannot be changed, all right, which again bring security and trust to that document. Based on that search, I can check the history of that document or the activities that has happened on that document. I can look at the workflow if it was involved in a workflow process. That is, if it was routed to other team members to work on that particular task. And so here I can see when that task started, right until it ended. And here was a web service that ran, which enabled the user to electronically sign that.
And notice folks, that every document, every action taken in the system has a date and a time. So, right. You know, that's how the accountability comes in.
Correct. And I can also look at the status of that document. And here, the system keeps track from the time that document was stored in the system, the type of document, the name. You could also see all of the various fields that were input into the system. You can see various information. Here, I can then go and I can see as well when the document was last opened, if I wanted to see what information was changed. And here I had called that document earlier and I made a change. It was digitally signed, and now after a period of time, it's archived. And so you can see that the system keeps track of all of the specific entries, no matter how long that document will be in the system. It will keep and manage the full life cycle of that document from stored to archive, the whole retention period.
Yep, tracked everything. And I mean, outside of the traceability and accountability, the reason that we really like the system is because you will be able to, from a management point of view, we'll be able to ask the kind of questions like, why is this document taking so long in that place? Because sometimes the answer is they need more staff in that place. And so you'll be able to cut down to the nitty gritty of where the bottlenecks in your system are. So Thank you very much, Mr. Bridgewater. It's wonderful. We really love working with you and being a customer of yours. So
great, thank you.
We'll be right back after a short message from our sponsor. At Arawak X, we understand that for businesses to grow, they need capital to hire staff, buy equipment, and fuel innovative ideas. We support this process by using technology, years of business acumen, and a world-class team to get business the investment they need to get to the next level. If you are a business owner and need between $100,000 and $3 million, contact us today. We will schedule a meeting over the phone or video chat. Get on the path to your dreams. Arawak X. Dream bigger.
All right. Hi, my name is Peter Bridgewater. I'm President and CEO of Open Systems Technologies International. We are a enterprise content management solution provider here in the Bahamas for the past 20 years, and we've worked with a number of government and private institutions to store and capture their information electronically. Well, digital transformation is key to the success of your business or any business, and we have a trained team with over almost 30 years, 40 years of experience in terms of implementing these solutions, and we have a good vendor relationship that will support any implementation here in the Bahamas. So the next steps in your business should be to implement a enterprise content management solution that will enable you to function like in this pandemic, also as a business continuity solution so that you can work in the event of a disaster. And so you can feel free to call us for a free consultation. Our numbers are 242-328-6736, and you can also check us out on the web at www.opensystems-bs.com.
Think direct ownership of the Bahamian pie isn't for you? Think again. At Arawak X, we believe in the ingenuity of the Bahamian people. These times are uncertain and unprecedented, but we know that in every crisis there is an opportunity to add value to people's lives. To this, we understand that new businesses will be formed and old ideas whose time has finally come will be realized. We see this in industries long been ignored by traditional financial services and by society at large, particularly in our digital businesses, agribusiness, fishing, manufacturing, and even new touristic ventures. Due to our present circumstances, these businesses have finally been brought to the forefront. Arawak X seeks to give your ideas and your participation a means of making your financial dreams a reality. We give businesses and investors tools needed to finance them. Business is a complicated thing, with many moving and changing parts that often require multidisciplinary teams to turn ideas into reality. While no one can truly say which businesses will make it and thrive and which will not, there are certain formulaic traits that successful businesses have. This is why we here at Arawak X place such a high emphasis on corporate governance and the structure it brings to give companies the best chance at growth and expansion. Arawak X operates a regulated and financially inclusive platform that combines modern technology with best practices and a world-class team to bring together businesses and investors at every level, allowing wider participation in ownership of companies. So here's how it works. Investors, both foreign and local, individual and institutional, can view offerings and directly invest into these companies. We have spent several years and invested greatly in our staff and technology processes. We are doing this by greatly expanding the ease of investment. Thank you for joining us on The New Economy, What's Next? We will see you next time.
I look outside my window and nothing seems the same. I hear their voices howling and I feel the winds of change. Every generation has a challenge they must face. The heroes rise among us and march towards their graves. Images they keep on flashing.